Everybody, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. Finally, just had time to breathe and just, put that thing to sleep. Hopefully, it is the last defeat we will see of this nature, because it was just absolutely horrible yesterday. But I did want to talk about it. Before I do talk about that, if you're new to the channel, of course, please do subscribe and click on the notification button. Basically, I pretty much go live every evening at 7:30 on the weekdays and 2 p.m. on the weekends. Yeah, there you have it. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. I did want to get into the match of yesterday just really briefly. I don't want to talk about it too much since I guess it is a preseason friendly, but when a preseason friendly just goes so bad and it makes the tabloids like it did yesterday, then at the end of the day, you do have to take a little bit of it into consideration. But I did want to talk about the game a little, see who was at fault, and I understand the people that said Tony Cruz has a bad game. I did watch the game again, or some of it, and yeah, Cruz was kind of out of position. Modric also, Modric was kind of all over the place as well. What I saw from Luka Modric was he was going sometimes too high up. And, it's good when you're trying to score a goal and stuff, but, so what Modric was trying to do basically is just go right here, just go up. But basically what happens is we kept losing the ball so much that Atletico Madrid were able to exploit that space on the counterattack, and it made it very easy for them. And, of course, like I said, the long balls, over Sergio Ramos. Whoops, let me check if I can get that. Just right here, right here, just coming from all over the place, and Sergio Ramos is kind of being exploited in that aspect as well. But there you have it for that. I like I said, I don't want to talk too much about the game. I don't want to dwell too much on it. Eden Hazard, yeah, he wasn't great yesterday, but he didn't have much service. Luka Jovic, no service either. And like I said, I don't blame too much what they had, because to be honest, they did what they could. Jovic, yeah, maybe he didn't do anything yesterday, but you know what, Jovic is not a player who's going to provide. He's not a number 10. He's strictly a number 9. He's a player who stays in the box. He waits for the service, and if we can't provide him that service, then Jovic, I wouldn't say he's rendered useless, but he's not as useful as he could be, and that's why for me I do prefer Benzema in that position at times, just because Benzema, he does offer a lot more. Now what I would like to see, of course, in the future is a Benzema and Jovic partnership. I think that could work really well. Benzema always seems to complement a player who can finish. He's not the best at finishing, so anyways, there you have it for that. What I did want to say, Eden Hazard, yeah, Eden Hazard can provide a lot of creativity on the left-hand side. We saw it yesterday. We didn't see too much of it, but anyways. Premier Papers has slow left side defense. Yeah, we kind of have to address this here, and this is the part that really worries me. It really does worry me. It looks very, I would say, precarious, for lack of a better word. The Marcelo and Ramos is very, very slow. We saw long balls, just being played out here. We did see it on the right-hand side, I'd have to say, especially that Odriozola was getting caught out a lot. But we did see it right there. The long balls being, put right there, and we could see the lack of pace there, especially considering that Atletico have bought João Felix. They have Thomas Lemar in the team. Diego Costa's not the fastest, but somehow he makes it happen for himself. So there you have it. I think that really that space does need addressing, especially considering that we have sent Jesus Vallejo on loan. Now what's the situation there? I don't understand. Maybe bringing in Militao and then along with Rafael Varane, that could work out really well. Not sure why he started. If you get my drift, no, I'm not sure why he started, to be honest. He wasn't that great. He wasn't that great yesterday. He's usually pretty reliable, though. We have to give it to him. But this past year, it hasn't worked out so well. And Courtois, this guy, man, he said he was number 1, right? He said he was number 1. And what happened with Courtois? I don't know. Courtois said he was number 1, and you got 5 goals conceded against him. But you know what? I won't blame him, because yesterday, it's not about Courtois. It was not Courtois' fault whatsoever. It wasn't his fault at all. Odriozola, yeah, he did get caught out a few times, and that's why for me I'd have him as a sub. You don't start him in a game versus Atletico Madrid. Yeah, Kroos and Modric, yeah, not great today. And considering Modric was doing pretty good in the preseason, we just saw that, yeah, maybe his age is catching up and maybe he just can't play every game. Premier Paper says Nacho must have broke up with his girl before the game. Yeah, I don't know, something happened with Nacho, that's for sure. It wasn't great, to be honest, from Nacho. It was, last 10 minutes, though, he made it happen for himself. I don't know how, but still, in the end, it doesn't vindicate Nacho and what happened. He does, I don't know what's going to happen because we won't buy a center back. I just have a feeling we won't buy a center back, and we have to, how are we going to deal with this? Because we have Ramos, Nacho, Militao, and Varane. Varane and Militao would be a good partnership. However, Militao is a bit risky this year. Hopefully, Militao can make it happen because. Yeah, we need another defender to help us in that defensive position. Of course, Isco wasn't that great to get to, yesterday, but that's how Isco is. He's not always that consistent. Vinicius giving the ball away too much. Sometimes at fault. And now I'm going to start giving a little bit more stick to Vinicius, and it's not to be bad. Look, Vinicius, I have to say, he's been professional. He's a very professional player. I like what he's doing. What I saw from him last season was good, but it was a Real Madrid that was in a very dismal situation. And Vinicius, on the right-hand side, he has to adapt to another position. It's going to take him some time. However, this is the thing, we don't have that time. We don't have that time. We do need to bring in someone else. And I'd say for me, the positions that we do need to strengthen in is this position. Whoops, let me do that again. This position right here, the right wing position, and the center midfield position. Whoops, bear with me here. So center midfield position, we need strengthening, and right wing. Those are the two positions that we need strengthening in. We have Paul Pogba possibly coming in pretty soon. And no right wingers were being linked to. So Vinicius, Rodrigo, Cuba, Lucas Vazquez, can they get the job done in 38 matches? I think we need someone who's more consistent. But anyways, it is what it is. So there you have it for that. I think I do want to talk about the news for today. Let's see here if I can just pull that up here. So yeah, this is the first piece of news. Jesus Vallejo has officially been loaned to Wolves on a one-season loan. Last season I did talk about this where maybe Jesus Vallejo it would be good for him to go on loan. And this is very good, I think. Jesus Vallejo gets to go on loan, get some experience, especially in the Premier League. Like I said, a league that's probably a little tougher. Maybe it'll build his strength. It'll build his mental strength as well. So I think this is a very good move, actually, from Real Madrid. Maybe if our center back position wasn't so precarious, then I would say this would be an excellent move. But to be honest, maybe at this moment in time, I would have liked Jesus Vallejo to stay at the club. Maybe he was at the time, he was at that perfect time. But Premier Paper says thoughts on Ziyech on the right wing. He looks good. I believe he's 20. Is it 26 now that he is? So I'm just gonna check right now. Ziyech, let's see. He's 26 years old. He does look good. Is he Real Madrid quality? I don't know. I haven't seen much of him yet. I've heard he's good, but is he Real Madrid quality? That's what I would like to know. But like I said, I haven't seen much of him, so I can't really give my thoughts on that. Abdi says too many individuals. We need a team mentality. Yeah, that's right. We do. Abdi. Yeah, we seem to be lacking that, and I think it's normal. Look, we have a whole bunch of players that came into the team, and they're still trying to, understand each other. I think that's a little bit normal. I think we'll see it in due time, but it is worrying. I would say this is a little bit worrying. David Jr. says, "What is the update on Jovic? Is he injured?" He is injured. There's no updates on how long he'll be out for, but he is injured, and he, possibly might miss the first game of La Liga. So we'll just have to see on that. I will give you updates subsequently, letting you know how long he will be out for. But yeah, it's kind of disappointing because Jovic did need a good preseason. So far, he hasn't had that. And poor Jovic, he needs that service. If we can get that service to Jovic, he will score a lot of goals. We have seen this in the Bundesliga. So Jovic, for me, very good player, very promising. Just we haven't seen the best of him because we haven't been able to provide him the service. let's see. So yeah, Jesus Vallejo loaned out to Wolves on a 1 season loan. Very good from both parties. So there you have it for that. Next piece of news that I want to get into is Gareth Bale. Yeah, again, Gareth Bale. The move seems imminent to China. This has been talked about a lot in the news, and I mean, Gareth Bale to China, it just seems like a waste of his career. I would not like to see this happen for Gareth Bale's sake. I would like to see him play in European football, where I still feel. Did I make a mistake? I made a mistake. Sorry about that, guys. But with move, yeah, there you go. But anyways, yeah, Gareth Bale. It would be a waste of his career for him to go to China. I'd rather see him play in Europe, where he can continue to, I would say, prolong his career, prolong his legacy as one of the top players in Europe, because he definitely is. We see it time and time again where he comes on the pitch for Real Madrid, and you can absolutely see right away that his quality is still there. It's just the injuries that have led him to Zidane ostracizing Gareth Bale, to Zidane really outcasting Gareth Bale. And Premier Paper says he was laughing on the bench. Yeah, I know. Look, Gareth Bale's indifferent at the end of the day of this situation, just because it's not relevant for him, really. It's not really topical. And because of that, I mean, he will not, he will have these moments, and that's just how it is. David Jr. says, I hope we can get Pogba, and if Man United buy Savage, I think we will get him. Yeah, actually, I did want to talk about that a little bit, the Paul Pogba situation. It does look a little bit closer. That one looks like it's progressing. Like I said, I was sticking to my 95% sure, and this is slowly coming to fruition, I guess. And Pogba would, like I said, perfect for Real Madrid. When you compare Eriksen to Pogba in terms of stats, you'll see that Pogba definitely offers just so much more aerially, offensively, even defensively in some aspects. Sky is the perfect Galactico signing, and it would be good for Luka Jovic even, because he would get more service and things along those lines. So Pogba to Real Madrid, hopefully we can make that happen. I believe we still have 2 weeks until the Premier League transfer window closes, or 3 weeks or something along those lines. But with still time on our hands. So I think that's all I have for you guys today. It's going to be a short one. I don't want to talk too much. Like I said, the game yesterday, we just have to kind of forget about it. I don't know what's going to happen. Zidane's going to have to come up with something. Do we blame Zidane for this? Yes, to some extent, yes, definitely. I know Zidane tried to play it down a lot, but in the end, this is a preseason game. We lost 7-3 to Atletico Madrid, and it is a preseason game, but we still lost 7-3. And some of the signs that we might have hoped for as Real Madrid fans, they just didn't look promising. So there you have it for that, I guess. We'll have to see what happens in the next few weeks. Hopefully we can get some signings done, especially like David Jr. says, especially the midfield. And for me, the right wing situation still remains a dubious position. It still remains one that we need to sign someone in. David Jr. says we need Casemiro in that midfield. We can't play Modric, Cruz, and Isco. No good defense in that midfield. Yeah. That's very true, actually, because Modric and Cruz, as a double pivot, they can't really play. I don't feel they don't have the legs that they once had. They're a little bit, their age is catching up to them, and that's only normal. Modric is 33 now, I believe, or coming up 34 or something like that. So he's not the player he once used to be. Cruz also is, he's gonna be dwindling down. So we definitely need someone in the midfield. That midfielder would be Paul Pogba. And right wing position still looks a bit suspect. We do need someone to consolidate in there as well. I mean, we do have Kubo, we have Vinicius, we have Lucas Vazquez, Rodrigo, but are they good enough? I mean, especially what you want to do essentially throughout the season is that you want to rely on one player, and you want that player to perform week in, week out. Can Vinicius do that week in, week out? No. Rodrigo, can he do that week in, week out? I don't think so either. I think he's too young. Can Kubo do that week in, week out? No, we can't. Can Lucas Vazquez do that week in, week out? He can't. So essentially, we do need to strengthen in that right-hand position. I don't think that's going to happen. We haven't been linked to anyone. I know Premier Paper said Ziyech earlier. Let me check Ziyech to Real Madrid. I just want to see if there's any links right now, but I really don't think so. Yeah, May 3rd. There's absolutely no links. I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, especially the midfield, the CDM position, that would need strengthening too. I mean, you have Valverde that could essentially play in a double pivot with Toni Kroos. But Valverde is, he's good and everything, but he's too young. He's too young. He's not gonna perform week in, week out. We need someone who can perform week in, week out. That's really what we need in the midfield. So there you have it. I think that's all I have for you guys today. It's not gonna be too much. I am going to be coming out with a stream tomorrow at the same time. So make sure to tune in, of course. And that's all I have for you guys today. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good one. Thank you.